Say goodbye. Hello and welcome to our journey to Storybook Land. My name is Jack. I'll be your captain and storyteller aboard my favorite boat, Baleen. For your safety, please remain seated, keeping our hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the boat at all times. Please supervise your children so our story doesn't have to take any unexpected turns. Now, most people travel to enchanted worlds through the pages of the book, but for those who visit in person, often find the way in to be quite magical, or even menacing. But don't worry, as we pass through the jaws of Monstro the whale, he's actually taking us to a magical place called Storybook Land.
Go. I've been eaten by a whale.
And like with every good story, ours begins with a once upon a time, or in our case with a cave, home of the big bad wolf, coming up on the left-hand side. But don't be afraid. He's after the three little pigs are on the right-hand side, and their homes are made out of straw, sticks, and 100% wolf-proof bricks. Now, as our story makes a strange turn, we arrive at a quaint English village, home to a young girl named Alice. One golden afternoon, Alice met the White Rabbit, and together they fell down the rabbit hole, all the way into Wonderland, where things only got curiouser and curiouser. On your second star to your right, you have London Park. This is where the Darling children used to play. Michael, Wendy, and John. With the help of Peter Pan and Tinkerbell, the five of them flew off to Neverland, where they never ever had to grow up. Now, as we turn the page, we arrive at Agrabah, city of mystery and enchantments. This is where a young street rat named Aladdin first bumped into Princess Jasmine. Not only did he steal a loaf of bread that day, but he also stole her heart. Love at night shines bright here in Storybook Land, just like the arches right above us. These shining, shimmering, and splendid arches are the very same ones Princess Jasmine and Aladdin soared on their magic carpet ride as they went over, sideways, and even under to a whole new world. And just up ahead, you have the dark and mysterious Cave of Wonders. The treasure here is cursed, but it can only be lifted by the genie of the lamp. Legend has it, whoever sets the genie free will be granted 3 wishes. Why don't we take a set and make a wish?
I'm gonna make a wish. Let's do it. Yeah, that's a good one.
Now on the right, you have Snow White. After just escaping from the evil queen, Snow White stumbled upon a cozy cottage in the forest where she happened to find 7 little dwarfs.
Maybe we'll see.
Now our next chapter stars Cinderella, where at the Blue Roof Chateau she dreamed of going to the ball. Luckily for her, she had a fairy godmother and, well, she was able to attend the ball. But unfortunately, she did not make it home by midnight, and her carriage turned back into a pumpkin, which you can still see on the bridge to this day. Luckily for Cinderella, well, magic has its limits, love does not, and she did have her happily ever after. Now, as we take a page from Cinderella's book, we find out that a dream is a wish your heart makes. Whether it be dreams of going to the ball or dreams of sleeping on a bed of flowers like the ones we have here at the giant patchwork quilt. The flowers here are based off of the 1933 film Silly Symphony's cartoon, Lullaby Land. Yes, friends, all of our plants and trees here are indeed real thanks to our personal gardener, Tinkerbell. She was able to sprinkle them with pixie dust so they would stay teeny tiny for the rest of their lives. And it's stories like these that continue to inspire new ones. Stories like that of the wind in the willows with Mole, Rat, and Mr. Toad, whose stately manners coming up on the left. But based on what I see, it does appear that J. Thaddeus Toad is not in right now. He's probably off on his motor car, off to nowhere in particular. As we venture into the unknown, we come across Arendelle, home to the two sisters, Anna and Elsa. She made her way atop of the mountain and created an ice palace. Though her sister Anna would not let her go, the sisters soon discovered something stronger than Elsa's ice magic, the act of true love. On the right, you have the Alpine village home to Geppetto the woodcarver. He wished upon a star to have his puppet boy come to life. When Pinocchio saved Geppetto from Monstro the whale, the blue fairy granted his wish and Pinocchio became a real boy. And speaking of wishes, have you ever heard of a little mermaid named Ariel? She had a wish to become a part of our world. This is where she met Prince Erica's castles on the right-hand side. And though her story may end here, it begins on the left at the underwater city of Atlantica, home to King Triton and all of her friends. And at this time, our story does end with a happily ever after. I do want to thank you for joining us to our journey to Storybook Land. A couple of reminders before we go. Please watch your hands, arms, and fingers as we approach the dock, and please remain seated until I count to 3. Thank you, and I hope you have a magical day.